What up, people? Crack Lemonade here. And you know what time it is. We talk about Power Rangers, you know? It is the topic I can probably exposit about for hours endlessly. And, for what it's worth, Tommy Oliver is actually like one of the best developed characters out of all of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and Power Rangers Zeo. Um, so and the reality of it is, I don't think a lot of it's unintentional, but throughout the series, we get the most information about him. So, in Return of an Old Friend, it's Parents' Day at Angel Grove. Tommy doesn't go to school. Tommy's not at school because he was written off the show and, you know, whatever, he was out of town. However, they decided to spin that because every time he disappeared as the Green Ranger, he just stopped attending school. He was written out of the credits. So, did he just, go on vacation during those times? But, that's besides the point. Anyway, Parents' Day at Angel Grove, all the parents get kidnapped. Tommy shows up. He's the only character there without a parent. Nobody makes a big deal about it. But from that point, you do realize that either he has adoptive parents or, he was emancipated at that point. There are just no biological parents in that picture. And we learned that from that episode. I'm not saying it was intentional. It's never verbally addressed, but at the same time, there was an episode where all the parents were there and Tommy was there without parents. And we do, end up finding out in Power Rangers Zeo that his brother was adopted and raised on a Native American reservation. We find out in the 10-part Zeo quest at the end of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers season 3 that he has connections to Native American heritage due to his particular quest with the Zeo Crystal, because every quest with the Zeo Crystal was related to the character's heritage. So we do get a lot of information there. We get information from Rocky, Aisha, Adam, their lineage. We don't get Billy's lineage because he was already an adult at that time. But this is not the main topic of this video. This one is talking about how Power Rangers really did not care about time travel. And I know I'm using Power Rangers the movie, the game footage for this, but just bear with me. So, in season 2, there are two particular instances where there's time travel. And one of them is pretty much a time paradox. And those episodes will be episodes 44 to 46, Return of the Green Ranger. And during those episodes, they Rita and Zed summon a wizard who created a clone of Tommy as the Green Ranger. And the Green Ranger tricks all the Rangers to be transported into the late 1700s. They don't give a specific year, but given the fact that the Revolutionary War was about 1776, and the Pilgrims came about 1760s, 1750s. We get like a general idea that they are around like the 1770s or 1780s based off of the information given in that episode. And so they fight. The White Ranger fights the Green Ranger, and like that is kind of one of the most hyped episodes. They splice together badly the Dragon Zord fighting the Tiger Zord, even though they are never in the same frame. They are never in the same frame together. And ultimately, the White Ranger tricks the Green Ranger into telling where the Rangers are. Alpha's able to find them. The Green Ranger's like spell is broken once Tommy, the White Ranger, steals the wand. And at the end, present day Tommy is faced with a decision: what to do with his clone, the Green Ranger. So he decides to take his powers away with the magic wand and let the clone of Tommy live in the late 1700s. So, and one of the lines is, the history books won't be ready for this. And yeah, like you just created a weird timeline where not only does a version of a clone of Tommy Oliver, somebody who lived in 1990s Angel Grove in the 1700s, you also have the descendants of Tommy, and whether that is a man or a woman, they are also existing somewhere. They might not exist in Angel Grove yet, but you are just creating a situation where basically Tommy has two families. One being started by a version of himself, and another made by his descendants who are rightfully in that time. So it is a weird time paradox that they create, and really is never addressed ever again. Because a few episodes later, in episodes 50 and 51, Kimberly gets sucked in a time warp and sent to the Wild West. And they actually give a year there. She's actually in 1880, so she's like a good 100 years in the future from when she last traveled in time. Cool. We don't know how time travel works in the universe of Power Rangers. We don't know if it's multiverse theory. We don't know if it is like a continuous timeline where there can be time paradoxes. Maybe Kimberly could come in contact with the past version of her. No. She's too far in the past to come in contact with herself to like destroy the universe, Back to the Future style. But we also get a character in Wild West Rangers, which is hilarious to me. The name is hilarious to me. The White Stranger. So in the Wild West Rangers, Kimberly encounters the direct descendants of all the main Power Rangers, and for some reason they look exactly like they do in modern day, even though that's not how genetics work. But give her the benefit of the doubt that she has plot vision, and she can see. She's not actually seeing what they look like. She's seeing their descendants, the descendants. So that's why, she calls Abraham, William, Rocco, and Ashley. She sees Rocky, Aisha, Adam, and Billy. Um, so, we can just write that off as plot vision. But we do get the White Stranger, which just kind of is funny because the name is the White Stranger. It's that's not good. Um, but I'm watching that episode and I'm thinking it could be one or two instances. Um, it's far enough in the future that it would not be the clone of Tommy, but it could be the clone of Tommy's child. So, like, I feel like, they're depending on how old they're supposed to be in the Wild West Rangers, which is very ambiguous. They could be teenagers, which would put the White Stranger closer to the grandchild of Clone Tommy, but it could also be um the child of Clone Tommy if he's like a little older. Like, you know, he could be they the characters the past characters, the ancestors could literally be any age. They could be teenagers, they could be adults. It is open to interpretation. But she also could have plot vision and be seeing like the actual descendant of Tommy, like someone who is leading to his actual family line and to his eventual birth. But we will never know. It's just one of those things that um I just really think they had a location and they were filming in that location, so they were just like, hey, look, um we're gonna get as much footage from this location as we can. Oh, this looks very pasty, like let's do that. um really don't know a lot of behind the scenes context of why they put um basically two time travel episodes within close proximity of each other. um there's also I'm Dreaming of a White Ranger, which is like the Christmas special that happens in between. um but that one involves Tommy. There's no time travel. There's like travel to a different world, I believe, because of Rita's spell. But it is just one of the weirdest things that happens in Power Rangers when you look back at it. And we could also factor in the time travel that Tommy does in Green No More, because in order for him to travel back in time and warn himself to get an extra communicator from the final battle, he would have had to travel back in time another time, either after the fight or before the fight. But then he also would have had to travel in a way when Tommy opened the time warp to get the communicator from the other Tommy. So, but that is a completely different can of worms, and my brain probably would fry trying to um, actually quantify what is happening in Green No More. There are at least, I would say, 4 or 5 timelines involved with that trilogy of episodes. But yeah, no, let me know. Am I tripping in my assessment of the Wild West Rangers and Return of the Green Ranger? Do you think it's possible that the White Stranger is actually Clone Tommy's grandchild or child? Let me know. Um, I could be completely off base, but it is one of those things that when I watch Power Rangers, I think about. It's weird, it's funny, um, but I don't think there's any correct answer. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna catch you next time with another topic. I have no idea what topic. It might be Power Rangers, it might be Toku, it might be something else. But anyways, peace out.